What's up, guys? Tuukka here, back again with another episode of my Boston Bruins franchise mode series here on NHL 17. Now, full disclaimer here. Full disclaimer, because I'm not sure how I'm going to sound vocally in terms of just how I'm talking. I'm not sure if I'm going to sound a bit more kind of mellowed out or something. I'm recording this after the fantasy draft video that should be up alongside this. And when you watch that, you might understand if if my tone's a little bit off or something like that. But who knows? Maybe I shouldn't even have pointed that out. But anyway, after overcoming a lost save file, I consider it overcoming because at the end of the day, I think we have a better team now, top to bottom, than we would have had we continued with that save file and had it not been deleted. So what we're going to do, top line to start the year is Marchand, Turris, and Pastrnak, all first-line forwards. Vetrano, Bergeron, Krejci is the second line. DeBrusk, Zarnik, Stromwall. Then you have Anton Bleed, Heinen, and Noel Acciari. Defensively, of course, Krug and Hamilton are the top pairing. Grzelcyk and Carlo, the second pairing. Arneson and Morrow. And then, of course, it is Tuukka Rask and Alex Lyon. I'm going to say Lyon. Hopefully that's right. And of course the AHL, things are looking pretty good with some of our prospects finally getting in, such as Trent Frederick, and of course getting the likes of Travis Barron, Asplund, and many others through free agency. What will Season 3 have in store for us is the question. We have made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Of course, we won the Stanley Cup in our first year. But I do not know what the hell to expect from this team. We could be half decent. We could be complete garbage. Of course, we essentially traded an injury in the first game. Oh my God. We essentially traded out David Backes for Kyle Turris. So two completely different types of players. Charlie McAvoy. Yeah, you know what? Charlie McAvoy is going to get the call up. Why the hell not? I was going to sim the first month live. I might not be able to do that, depending on the amount of injuries here. That could really slow down the momentum of this episode. We will find out. Defense. Let's get that set up. McAvoy will be with Joe Morrow. Not a bad pairing. And that probably would have been the pairing if we weren't able to get Dougie Hamilton. Let's bring in... Are these guys both lefties? I think they are. Are you? Yes, you are. Ralph Jarrett, a fan favorite. Let's get you into the lineup, and we'll put you down on the third pairing. And, of course, the extras need to be edited. Extra attacker and shootout lines. But that's okay. That is okay. We will make the most of having to fuck around with these menus. We will make the most of it. And I know people have said it on both series. Just turn down the injuries. The bar's at 50. The bar's at 50%. I haven't touched the injury slider at all. So I don't get what's up with the injuries, but I'm just going to keep going with it. As it is, I do like to run with the, let's sim a month or two at a time. I feel like that keeps the series going with a pretty good flow. But we won our first game of the year against the Rangers, and we also beat the Ottawa Senators. Unfortunately, they picked up a point. We beat Minnesota. We're off to a half-decent start, aren't we? Linus Arneson, will you get back in for the Toronto game? No, you will not, but he should be back for the Buffalo game, as we have started off the season at a perfect 4-0. Not too bad at all. No goalies there. We will scout forwards for 3 weeks, and we will see what happens there. But let's go get Linus Arneson back into the lineup. Montreal at 4-1, though. It's not like we have that much separation from the rest of the pack. So Charlie McAvoy, I was hoping he jumped up to an 82. He didn't. Did he improve at all? Can I look at him, please? He did improve a little bit, man. It's not going to be... We're not going to be too far off from having Charlie McAvoy. He will grow into a true, NHL defenseman within the next season. So it's not like he's going to be down in Providence for too long. Stromwall's already up to an 84. Not too bad. We just need to make Zazarnik the center. Swap those two around defensively. Get Carlo there. And we are good to go. Ralph Jarrett went up an overall point, but unfortunately, he has to be scratched. Charlie McAvoy is the man. And we can get back into the sim. A perfect 4-0 start. Not too bad at all. But we still have 78 games to go in this season. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself as we lose to Buffalo. And we get an injury down in Providence. That's fine. No issue at all. Absolutely no issue with that. Who's the highest rated guy? That would be Oscar Steen. And he will be the one that slots into the lineup. We will just do that. And bada boom. Oscar Steen is in the lineup. Can we beat Tampa? Can we get through this first month without another injury? Knock on wood. We're going to need a little bit of luck to make that happen. A perfect 4-0 start is completely irrelevant as we have now lost 3 straight games. Again, good thing we didn't get ahead of ourselves, right? No, not at all. That wasn't the signs of a magical season to come. Not at all. Tuukka Rask performing well. I blame pretty much everybody else aside from him. Now, Alex Lyon. I always want to say Leon because of the lie. I'm not sure. I'm going to call him Lyon again. Can he get the win against Pittsburgh in his first game in Boston? And he can. A 4-2 victory against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Not too bad at all. Now, I think, because I don't want this episode to go on forever, and there's going to be more injuries, let's get a decent bit of simming done here, shall we? So I'm thinking, we're 8 games into the year. We are pretty much done with the month of October. Let's see if we can get past the Philly game without anybody getting hurt. Can we pull that off? And we did. We lost, unfortunately. But at the end of the first month, 5-3-1, which is not terrible. That's definitely not the worst start to a season that we have had. But moving forward, we have a very busy month of November. So let's go ahead and sim through it and see what this team is made of. And of course, before we can even get through the Detroit game, we get a waiver offer. It is Michael Downing from the Florida Panthers, 23 years old, medium top 6 potential at an 81. 1 year left on his deal. So I say, why not? Let's take him. I don't know if we'll be able to put him in Providence, so he might just be a scratch until we can trade him. We beat Detroit as well. Things are looking up for us for now. Who knows for how long, though. We've reached December 1st. We're 24 games into this new season. And overall, things are looking pretty good. A 15-8-1 record through the first 2 months of this new season. Now, of course, I want to get to the All-Star break, so we're not going to spend too much time at the moment looking at stats. Just know, of course, that injuries have played a factor. But at the moment, we are running with Stromwall on the top line. 18 points in 24 games. He is looking like an absolute gem. Kyle Turris, 16 points. Not too bad at all. Pasternak with 21. In fairness, Martian's not doing too bad. Neither is David Krejci. Bergeron, not quite getting the production. So I was trying to say that we were looking for. Vetrano has been extremely disappointing. He has missed a little bit of time, but 3 points in 18 games for him. Could be a Ryan Spooner situation. The good thing is that we could probably trade him if necessary and just run with Stromwall inside the top 6. So Vetrano, the pressure is on. You need to perform. And Michael Downing at the moment is in. Brandon Carlo is out injured. We have a lot of lefties in our lineup at the moment. But yeah, we'll have to trade Downing, and I'll probably just trade him back to Florida for shits and giggles and see if he ends up on waivers again. But for now, let's take a look at the road ahead. We will sim through December into the new year. We will wrap up 2018. And again, it's somewhat of a busy schedule. A couple of opportunities, at least 3 opportunities for Lyon to get some playing time. He hasn't been too bad so far. Well, let's see what happens. We're going to January 1st, 2019. Can we keep up this good pace? I certainly hope so. Let's find out. Now, guys, Carlo is back from injury, which means we have to trade Michael Downing, who surprisingly, as you will see, has a decent bit of trade value. Like, if we needed somebody, like if we were trying to get a better player or something, he'd be a great person to throw into that trade. But for now, I think we're just going to try to rob the St. Louis Blues of as many draft picks as we possibly can. And I was tempted to just send him down and just be like, fuck it, if he gets claimed, whatever. But then again, draft picks are nice, aren't they? Draft picks are pretty nice, and you never know what they will end up being. I mean, that's the thing right now with our team. I'm just happy with how we're set up. So anything we can get here, and we might not be able to get this deal to work with St. Louis. Are there any other teams with 48 contracts or lower from the West? Will Chicago work? Chicago will not work. We might have to trade him to the Eastern Conference if Edmonton doesn't work out. Edmonton will work out. All right, then. So what can we get from Michael Downing? This is taking a lot longer than I expected it to. We should still be able, though, to get a second-round pick out of this, among other items. And this should go right here, and it does. So we get Michael Downing for free and turn that into a second, fourth, and fifth-round pick from the struggling Edmonton Oilers in the upcoming draft. 23-12-2, the Providence Bruins at 17-9-4. Things are looking up for this franchise. Now, we hit a little bit of a rough patch, losing 5 out of our last 6 games in the month of December, but thankfully a strong start keeps us in a pretty decent spot, a point behind Detroit. It is a very tight race, though, so far, so we really can't afford to be dropping that many points, but of course we're not even halfway through the year just yet. These are the lines we've been rolling with. Of course, we will take a look at the stats before we end this episode. But Tuukka Rask, I should say, has been in great form, and Alex Leon. I said Leon. I'm going to go Leon, I think. He's been great so far. He hasn't had too many opportunities. We haven't had too many back-to-backs. Easy for me to say. But he has been solid when he has been needed. So let's get back into the sim. We're almost there. We essentially need to sim the entire month of January. Where will this team be come the All-Star break? Well, let's find out, shall we? So, not quite what we were hoping for. Bottom line, that was a god-awful January. Holy shit. We beat Winnipeg. We beat the Islanders. We beat Vancouver. And that was it. That was it. Now, we still have a decent record, 26-19-4. The Baby Bees are doing well. You know, we'll give them credit, but that could cost us a decent season. We were neck and neck with Montreal. We're now 8 points back. And despite the fact that we are in the elite division right now, look at how close this race is. Of course, 5 playoff spots here in the Atlantic. Nobody's really out of it, aside from Florida. You could even see Buffalo making it. Ottawa's right there. This month could very well come back to haunt us. We're 11th in the league right now. The basement dwellers are Vancouver and Florida. I'm a little bit scared after that month, but let's take a look at the player stats, of course. For this season, thus far, David Pastrnak does lead the team in points, but I'm going to go by position here, although I haven't changed some players. But anyway, Kyle Turris, 34 points in 49 games. Not too bad at all. We will have to see. I forgot where the hell we traded David Backes to. Hopefully his point total shows up so we can see. Krejci, 33 points. Not too bad. Bergie, he's missed 3 games. 25 points. Not ideal. Danton Heinen on the third and fourth line, 14 points. If he gets to 30, I'll be happy. Same with Noel Acciari. Oskar Steen had some playing time due to injury. He didn't really do too much. Brad Marchand, 32 points. Petrano, only 16. And DeBrusk with 13. That's a problem. Like, if Petrano could get his scoring going, we'd be in a pretty good spot. That is very disappointing. Pastrnak, 36 points. Stromwall with 31. Zarnik, 17. Anton Bleed, only 6, but he's not really making that much progress. The attributes are going up, but the overall has yet to do so. And Zachary Senyshyn had 2 points in 6 appearances. He is up to an 81 down in Providence. Dougie Hamilton, second on the team in points, 35 in 49 games. Not too bad. Grzelcyk at 23, Krug at 11. Not too bad overall, but Carlo, a minus 11. He and Grzelcyk have been a pairing for most of the season. We may have to split that duo up. Tuukka Rask, 42 games. He has a 22-16 and 1 record with a .924 save percentage. Alex Leon, 9 games played. He is 9 appearances at least, with a 4-3 record and a .931 save percentage. So this team could definitely use some work. They have some underperforming players. It's just a matter of whether or not we want to wait and see if certain people can turn it on, or if we want to try and make some more drastic changes. You know me, for the most part, I'm just content to see if players will turn it on. But maybe we'll see something here that will really change our minds. And the AHL, though, scoring-wise, Peter Cehlarek's been great. I'd like to see him get above a 78, but so far, not so good in the overall department. Anyway, though, league-wide scoring, Evgeny Malkin has 67 points in 48 games. Jesus Christmas. Who else? I mean, we have some of the usual suspects. Jake Guentzel? Is it Gensel? Guentzel? I think it's Gensel, right? The U is kind of silentish. Anyway, 47 points in 46 games. He's an 85 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Aside from that, I mean, yeah, you have some of the usual names. Sam Anas is there for the Minnesota Wild. I cannot remember where the hell we traded David Backes. So I'm going to sort here. No, hold on. We'll go to forwards. David Backes. Where the hell did we trade David Backes? I already went past him, didn't I? I did. 21 points in 46 games for Calgary. That's not too bad. I'd rather have Stromwall, though. So that is working out all right. Goaltending, Tuukka Rask. Where do you rank in terms of save percentage? I do wonder. Carey Price looking like he leads the league. Vasilevsky, you could consider him a true starter. He is up there. Then you have Carey Price, Corey Crawford, some other guys. Malcolm Subban's up to an 85 for Anaheim. Ugh, that trade's not looking too great at the moment. Rookie skaters, though. It is Daniel Sprong with 39 points. Clayton Keller, he's an 84 for the Yotes, 38 points. Joshua Ho-Sang is in there. A couple of big names battling it out for that award this year. Rookie goalies? Any rookie goalies that have a decent amount of starts? I do wonder. And it could be an interesting race. Eric Comrie up to an 86. Carter Hart up to an 86. John Gillies up to an 84. And Connor Ingram is a 77 for Tampa. So overall, we're kind of in the same spot we always seemingly end up in. What do we do with this team? Do we wait it out? or do we potentially move out underperforming players such as Frank Vetrano? Now, of course, Anton Pleed, someone else we could potentially move out as well. Like, that's the thing. You know there's some talent in that bottom six. It's just a matter of getting them to perform. And unfortunately, Linus Arneson really hasn't bounced back since we traded away some of his friends, which is pretty disappointing. But overall, a successful episode, I would say. But we're in a make-or-break time coming up here as we will wrap up the season in the next episode. We're losing games, and we need players to turn it around, and we will see if they can do just that. So for now, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think we should do moving forward. And of course, if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button to help support me and my channel. It is greatly appreciated. You have no idea, even though I tell you every episode. You should have an idea at this point. Subscribe, though, if you haven't already, to continue following this series and others, and I will see you guys in the next one.